Next question. So how do you deal with teenagers who don't want to come out of their room? You can tell that they're upset, they're missing their friends, but every advice, every suggestion to do something is met with no, no, no. How do you deal with that so that it doesn't make you go off the walls, like Nike said?
Yes, I think the main thing is that it is healthy, I think, to have family meetings, not just about the virus and how it's infected, but what that means to us as a family. When a person knows, I hope I'm getting across to you, it's like you have a responsibility in this family to help us cope through Corona. And I'm going to warn parents, we tend to do a lot more for our kids, even when they're adults. We assume that we're the one who has to do the main cooking. We assume that we're the one that needs to do the main cleaning. What about sharing these responsibilities? Because if you're the kind of person who is a doer as a parent and you take care of everything, you're really going to be more stressed through COVID-19. You don't want to have more stress. You want to share the pressure. So I would have family meetings like, you're doing this for the family. I will acknowledge how they feel. I would even acknowledge that you miss your normal life too. Sometimes kids think that we act so spiritual or we act so together, they think we're not feeling. Being vulnerable and saying, I feel down too. I feel down because this is how this impacts me. I have to stop this bill, or some projects are not done, or I'm not feeling like I'm moving forward, or I miss, or, connecting on that level and they knowing that you're both in the same thing helps. You're also trying to help your child also to show compassion. So when they clean up and do chores and do things with the family, assign tasks. Let every have their, if they're adult kids, you need to be doing less in that house in COVID-19. They need to be doing more. I know they have online school, but even on online school, when they're in school, they still have time for social activities when they're in school. So share the burden, be vulnerable with them, empower them to make decisions in the family. What do you think we need to do to make this work for us? Let them come up with suggestions, accept their suggestions, and they're going to feel like they have a stake in this in terms of things working out through this difficult time.
Thank you. And I'll add to that the fact that you may need to have touch points every now and then, especially if you have children that are not at home. With the ones at home and even with the ones that are not at home, I told my son, I don't usually call you every day, but for now, I am going to call you every day, and it's going to be a video call because I want to be sure you're okay. I want to be sure you're not thinking, oh, I don't want mommy to be stressed, so I won't let her know I'm not feeling well. No, I want to look in your eyes and see that you are really, really okay. So I think, like she said, let them know that we are also vulnerable, that we are in this together, that we have concerns. And for those that are at home, let's have meetings, family meetings as often as you can, where, okay, how is everybody doing with this? How is everybody handling? Is somebody's stress level going up? What are you struggling with? It's okay to ask those questions. Let's not be superheroes, and let's not allow our children to think that they should be superheroes as well. We are not, and we shouldn't act like we are.
That's good. I like it.
Thank you. So I'll take one or two more questions and then we'll have closing remarks. Any question there? I hope I'm not missing. Okay, I'm reading the chats. Okay, hope I'm not missing anything. Okay, so one more question that I would like to ask is, somebody had mentioned something about, not mentioned, I've actually seen on TV, school systems going about and distributing food, but, well, this is a typical African community on this call. And what I'm hearing is that some people think there's some kind of shame about it, going out and getting food from the school bus or something like that. How would you address that? Any one of you can answer. How would you address that? What would you say to people who are thinking that way?
Afra, you want to take that?
How do I even start? I mean, I think, if we need something, we should just own up and kind of go for it. It's all I can say, as simple as that. I can't even begin to say what the implications would be later. You might just end up hurting yourself. There are times, as you just said, you don't want to take on everything. Somebody is bringing you free meals. For God's sake, when your kids are in school, they do eat those meals. So if you don't have time, why don't you just go and grab it and let, I think we should just leave everything behind and do, just stretch forth our hands if we need help in all ways. That's what we should do.
Thank you. Dr. Ola, your take?
I think we have to, I hope to God that when we go through a traumatic, a very serious, difficult, life-changing, maybe generational changing event like this, that we come away from it with strengths like knowing when to ask for help. When you set that kind of example and your child knows that there's something out there you don't want to have it, you're really setting yourself up to not have the best life that I believe you're meant to have. Out there are people that are giving things for free. If you're not taking the food, what else are you ignoring? Are you the kind of person that hides away in times of challenges rather than asking people for it? And the thing about it is these people are happy to give it. It's not like somebody back home who is going to shame you. They feel good doing it. Why would you deprive them of that joy? Because the thing about things is, it's good to give and it's also good to receive. I challenge you, if you can't accept something that you need, then you're probably not going to be a good giver and you're a poor manager of your life because you're wasting your resources. The resources you should spend on something else, you're now spending it just so people won't say you're a waster. And I hate to be mean, shame on you. Because you need to take what they give you, make the best of it, and dance that you're alive and well to be able to receive it. I'm sorry I'm a little bit firm, but that's how I feel.
Thank you very much. And I want to add that these things are coming from your tax money anyway. You pay taxes in that county, and that county is offering free food at this point in time. You better take it. It's coming from your tax money that you have paid. Some of us pay school taxes. We pay general income taxes. It's all coming from there. The free food is coming from there. Yeah. So what is there to be ashamed about? And again, like I normally say, this is community. This is support. Don't be ashamed to ask for help if you need help. There's that African mentality. I don't want people to know that I need help. Says who? We all would need help at some point or the other. You may need help with extra clothing or extra food or something. At some point in your life, you will need something. You will need help. Go ahead and please, please, please reach out for help. Someone posted yesterday, the food is given to students in school. It's not arms. It's what the kids are entitled to. It's not for the parents. Yes, of course, it's for the kids and it's not arms. Thank you so much, yesterday. Yeah. Exactly, we need to get that in our heads. It's not arms. It's what they're entitled to. So we might as well take it. And like Afra said, I don't know if it's Dr. Ola that said it, that money that you would have gone to use for the food, you can now use for something else. We're talking about deferring this and deferring that.
That's right.
That's extra money that can go towards something that has to be paid, something that they won't give you a deferment on. Then use that money towards it, Yeah.
So some people might have a good reason though. For instance, just saying, hey, I'm scared to go out. If that's the case, stay in your home.
Okay, if that's it, then that's a good reason, whatever they're scared of, But then again, if you as a parent are scared, then maybe you also need to talk to a professional or to a friend or a relative that you can trust. What are you scared of? Is it that you have an underlying condition and you're scared of going out and getting infected? Then send someone in your family who doesn't have an underlying condition and tell them what to do. When you reach out, don't touch the person, just grab the food and all of that and all that kind of thing. And somebody else put here, it's okay to accept hot meals, but not cold meals because of the threat of the virus.
That's good. That's good to know.
Yeah. So I think we have had good discussions. I would want each one of the speakers to just give us their closing thoughts and we would wrap this up.
Do you want me to go first or?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I want us to, this time we're being forced to stay at home. So I think it makes us look inward more than we ever have. And if what you see inside is pretty messed up, don't be ashamed. Start exploring them. Start working on them. I love people that say this is God's will. I don't know if it's God's will or not for many people to die and people are crying. A day before this got really worse, a few weeks ago, I spoke to my mom, and my mom said, coronavirus will not kill any of our family. I said, amen. But mom, you better start praying for those who are not in your family. Because if this affects a lot of people in the community, it affects us too. What I'm going to say is, let's make sure that in these times, we grow through it. Adversity is not easy for anyone. But the reality is this: maybe when this is over, maybe we'll become more connecting with others. Maybe we will be less judgmental. You know, also look out for signs that you could be depressed or anxious, anxiety, insomnia, difficulty with sleep, worrying a lot. Don't just say, I bind you, I reject you. It is healthy to be anxious in times of trials, but you want to make sure it's not the anxiety that is stopping you from functioning. If you can't function, please ask for help. Very soon, I'm going to start doing teletherapy. A whole lot of people are doing that, but just reaching out to somebody who's even not a therapist and saying what's going on can be very, very powerful. So don't push away the feelings. Use your cell phone for very good social connecting. Play board games online. Some people have virtual dinners. Get creative and ask yourself, whatever am I doing? Am I socially connecting? Am I adding to my emotional bank, or am I drawing up on it? Am I having healthy boundaries, overworking myself in such a way that I don't have any energy because my kids are home? Are we learning how to share responsibilities in a way we haven't before? Am I arguing aimlessly and blaming everyone instead of me handling what's within my control? This is humbling for all of us, but humility is not all bad. Humility is actually good for us. And through this pain, by the grace of God, we'll come out safe, healthy, but also stronger emotionally and psychologically. That's my prayer for all of us.
Thank you.
Amen. So good. So your income has fallen, or it could have been completely cut off. But don't be scared. Look at all other possibilities. Try to, there's that $2 trillion relief package that was enacted by Washington. It's for everybody. Just like we're asking, what are the small business loan? Where do we turn? Try and find new ways of how you could reach out. And in so doing, when even in this era of social distancing, as you said, you reach out to people in love. This is the time where we might not always be watching the trend on the models. What's the latest news? What's the count? Watch a little bit of MSNBC. Watch a little bit of, something funny. Find a time to pick up other things. But as you reach out to people, this is when you would also find a little bit of information about, hey, this is happening here, this stock went down. You might not be able to get all that information. And, you would know where to diversify your funds, what to do. You'd be able to act proactively. But also try and save in little ways that you can at home and have fun while doing that. Most of us went out, we bought more than enough because we're probably scared. We don't know where, when we'll go out again. Those bananas we got are getting rotten. This is the time to do something fun. Bake banana breads. Do something, great. Hey, I have banana, I have oatmeal, I have raisins. There's a 3-banana cookie I can do. It's healthy. Oh, my tomatoes I bought are too much. It's getting rotten. This is the time. It's almost springtime. You have something in your backyard. Throw those seeds out there. Let it grow. You will have returns from those tomato seeds or those bell peppers. And I think we'll get, at the end of it all, would be able to find ourselves more wholesome. We would have spent a lot more family time, would have spent a lot of cohesive time, even during this social distancing time. We'll find ourselves in newer ways. And, we'll just be able to take on more opportunities because our ears will be alert. We're not busy running around. We're more focused on what we're doing. So let's make the best of it, have fun. And we're always here for, reach out, share books, anything.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So in wrapping up, I would like to say one or two things. One, reach out to others. Try and find one person to encourage each and every day. Just remember, if somebody's name crosses your mind, pick up your phone and call them. You never know. Encourage one person at least each day. Two, like Afra said, brush up on your cooking skills. A lot of us have things that are frozen in our deep freezers that have been there. Bring them out. Make meals out of them. Use the cooking time as a bonding time between you and your children or you and your spouse. You're brushing up your cooking skills. You're making delicious menu and healthy ones, and then you're bonding. And finally, for me, this is one important thing that I have challenged myself about from day one, even though I get to work from home a lot of times. But now I'm finding out that, wait a minute, I normally commute 1.5 hours each way. That's 2-3 hours that I can put towards learning a skill. And believe you or not, there are quite a few university systems that are offering free classes online. And some of them are doing the free classes, but then you can pay reduced rate for their certification exam. So they are training you for free, and they're also giving you the certification exam at a discounted price. What is not to love there? Please don't let these 4 months or 3 months that we're going to have just go away without you adding something to yourself. Improve your skills, learn something new, put your extra time, especially if you're somebody who commutes a lot. Now that you can't commute, you can't go nowhere. Those extra hours, use them to sleep longer, or use it to learn something new, like Dr. Ola said, but you have to create a schedule. If you don't create a schedule, the 3 months will be gone, and you will look back and there will be nothing to show for it. Let's be purposeful people, determined to find some gain in this whole situation. You can find some gain, whether professionally or spiritually or emotionally. You can rise through this adversity. You can gain 1 or 2 things, and you can be a better person. And somebody said it's time to dust up that business plan that needs attention. Very true, very true, very true. Again, this is Parenting Resources and Initiatives hosting this call. Thank you for joining. We wish you all the best. And if you have any questions, reach out to me or through the means by which you got the invitation, and I will direct you to either Dr. Ola or Afra. I don't know if they would like to post their email. I won't say their phone number, maybe, but if they're comfortable sharing their phone number, that's okay. You can put it in the chat, Afra and Dr. Ola. If people have questions for you, I will say preferably your email address. Okay, Afra has already put hers there. Dr. Ola, if you want to put your email address, so if people have follow-up questions for you, they can reach out to you, or you can reach
I'm
out.
technically challenged, so just please do to drrola@att.net, DRROLA@att.net.
I'm typing it out for you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a nice
And I know
evening.
I just got a message from someone pop up, but I can't find it. I'll find it afterwards. And I saw your message pop up to me private. Okay.
Thank you. God bless you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.